Hey everyone, so in this video I'm going to be showing some war as well as just talking about this recruit offer. Now this offer is a really good offer. So it's about $10 American for a 6-star Dr. Stevens as well as some Benedicts and some gear markers. Dr. Stevens is one of, if not the best 6-star toon in the game. Without him, I would be attacking much slower with most of my teams. He makes turn 1 attack teams and turn 2 teams very easy to make and very possible. He is just such a good supporting character, and if you don't have him and you do spend, this is good value for you. He is still a relevant character because of his unique abilities of being able to allow 2 toons to rush on that first turn or the second turn, depending on your weapons. So this offer is definitely great for any new players and for anyone who didn't get a Dr. Stevens from the Hellgate or from any of the other wheels and stuff. This character will make your attack team better, in my opinion. It's just his overall kit is so well composed, he remains one of the best 6-star characters in the game. And just to kind of prove that to you, I'm just going to go through a war that I ended up having against the faction Nightmare from the region Habersham. And in most of these attacks, you'll see Dr. Stevens on my attack team, so you'll be able to see how I utilize him. I always use his active skill to give himself 100% AP or however much more AP he needs to rush. I command him so that he gives 60% AP to 2 toons, and because of AP manipulation and understanding how a natural AP gain works, it's easy to direct the AP towards a couple different characters. Now for my Dr. Stevens, I have 2 different weapons for him. I have his natural one with 50% HP, 30% defense, his 3rd slot special, so when being attacked a better chance to give 40% AP, and the 4th slot I have Team Player 4, which gives 15% attack and plus 35 crit chance to adjacent toons. So because he's a support toon, it means that there are 2 toons that are adjacent to him, the leader and whoever he is in a line with, and then he also gives it to himself, which doesn't really benefit a toon like Dr. Stevens because he is not a heavy attacker. His specialist skill does not get triggered by a critical hit like Guardian or Disarm or Headhunter, or sometimes Crosshairs. No, that's Headhunter still. There's a couple other ones that I can't recall at the moment. For his mod set, it's a heavy defensive mod set. It has stun resist as well as confuse resist because I use him on teams against both Mercers as well as Jackie teams. So having that AP gain is really imperative. And his control on his rush for taunt as well as impair helps me have that turn 1 control that is invaluable in many cases. Mod wise, I feel like I have a defense when confused mod on him at the moment, and I have that just because if he fails to resist confuse and ends up confused against a Jackie team, if say my Priya with Rampage ends up attacking my own team, it's less likely that she will take him out because he has a heavy defensive bonus. The other weapon that I mentioned before that I run on my Dr. Stevens is an 8% AP weapon with fast healing. So this type of weapon just helps my team rush faster, but it also provides a soft counter to infection because every turn, for each fast toon on my team, 2 toons will gain 10% HP per fast toon. So in this case, I have 3 fast toons on my team. If I had that 8% weapon, toons would gain 30% HP per turn. 2 of them would. So that's really valuable since the trader provides a 15% or a 25% infection. So the 30% is obviously higher. Now the downside is you can't force that HP to go to the toons that have infection. I believe that HP will go to the 2 toons that have the least amount of HP. So one of the ways that I counter the trader is by using Kate a lot of the time, because when Kate rushes, she gives a 30% heal over time effect, which would really work well against any type of team that has infection at a somewhat low amount. The 30% healing is just really awesome because it kind of covers you against Trader with his active skill or with his weapon under any circumstance. And even if, say, that 50% heal reduction worked the other way on a tower where my team had it instead, she could still cover 15% healing per turn. Or I guess it's 35% healing. But anyway, she would cover 17.5% then. And over 2 turns, that would be enough to clear all infections. It's nice that it occurs over the whole team, so I don't have to worry about having a fast healing weapon as much. Anyway, jumping back to Dr. Stevens, I don't think I would be as an effective player or specifically an attacker if I didn't have Dr. Stevens. He just does something that no other toon does as fast. Like Gal can somewhat do it because he's a turn 2 active skill, 60% AP gain, but turn 2 is sometimes too late. What really makes Dr. Stevens great is that his supporting role encompasses many aspects. So he helps with AP gain, he helps with control, he can help with healing if he has a fast healing weapon. He is just a very solid toon, and I know that a lot of people think that the new Axel kind of replaces him, and I will agree, he somewhat does because of his AP gaining, and even Noor, her AP gain when killing an enemy is significant. I guess what I like is that he fills a very specific role, and once you understand how to use him, I think he's a toon that has been a lot of people's favorite toons for quite a while. I don't think I could really change out my Dr. Stevens until we come across a leader toon that does exhaust, for example. But even if we have one that provides exhaust to the enemy, I do have a second Dr. Stevens that I have equipped with a exhaust resist mod as well as a maim resist mod. And since exhaust resist would resist the actual exhaust being applied, while maim resist is almost like a band-aid for a wound where it deals with the symptoms of it, meaning every time that exhaust is triggered, it's dealt as maim damage. Now, people have argued about exhaust resist and maim resist for a while. What's nice about exhaust resist is if you resist the exhaust, you don't have to worry about any maim damage at all. Well, maim damage received as exhaust damage, but if you're running maim resist, it means every time that exhaust is triggered, you are basically rolling the dice to see if you're taking the maim damage or if you're resisting it. What's also nice is that maim resist covers exhaust as well as normal maim damage. So Nick does maim damage, Zachary does maim damage. There's maim on blue weapons that you can craft. There's just a variety of different ways to receive damage, so it comes down to kind of like your personal preference in the end. And now when we jump back to the film, you guys probably have seen me fail hundreds of matches before, and the reason why I try to include those as well is to show that I'm only human and that I'm still a player who, makes mistakes, who doesn't succeed all the time. I just feel like that's more realistic than showing win after win after win. Sure, sometimes I do highlight my wins because I want to pinpoint certain aspects of the match, whether it's my offensive team or what people are using on defense, and kind of proving that a fairly basic team can still be effective. Like, I think most of my main attack teams haven't really changed since before WOC2, and the meta has definitely changed, and I have managed to change with the meta based on mods as well as weapons, as mentioned before, and it's really understanding what my characters do that I think at least gives me an advantage when I play. And sometimes, just for fun, I will go and basically friendly raid people in my faction, but it's not like I'm friendly raiding them once or twice. I will do like 20 or 30 attacks against them, wins or losses, and I'll try a different strategy each time. I'll target a different toon each time, and I'll kind of see how the defense reacts to it. It also helps me become more aware of how I can force certain toons to gain AP, what toons are okay to rush. So I've mentioned this quite a few times because I would rather have a command toon. under most circumstances, rush rather than command an enemy tune. Because if they command a random tune, or not even a random tune, if they command someone like Traitor, so he taunts me into his infection weapon, or a princess rush occurs because of a command. There are just some tunes that you can allow to rush. Like at the start of a match, if there's a Pete lead, like in this case, sometimes I'll just keep on attacking Pete because he's an open target, and if he ends up rushing, that doesn't bother me that much because I know exactly what he does. He gives HP, he provides a guardian shield, there isn't any defense bonus off of it, and out of all the tunes on a lot of these defensive teams, he's probably the safest one to allow to rush. So by just allowing that to happen, you can actually manipulate the situation to your own advantage. Now it doesn't always work, but you're not going to win every match. All you can do is put yourself in a position where you have the highest chance to win a match. And I'm actually starting to run out of phone space, so everything is at ×2 the speed as of now. It's just when I record a lot of things, it takes up a lot of memory, and I actually have a few videos on the go, so I just don't have the phone space to really have these longer videos, so I apologize for that. Hopefully in the future I can get myself a new phone, and that way I'll have some more memory so that I can make videos and put them together in an easier manner, I guess, and not have to worry about phone space as much, because there is so much that I wish I could record that I'm sometimes just unable to because of technical problems, I guess. So I guess if I were to comment on the war itself, I had a lot of fun. I liked the 15-second rebuilds for the first 3 times when your camp was destroyed. I found it helped with gaining points quickly, and that's great in Blitz War when you can only queue up 6 people at a time. It just gave people an opportunity to actually score their points when they were in. So I hope that they do keep that up for future Blitz Wars. And I hope that the towers kind of adjust a bit. They were a bit underwhelming this time. Anyway, guys, thank you everyone for watching and listening to my video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun this past war, and I hope all of you guys did too. I hope to see mercenaries continue in the future and the fast rebuilds, but I'm hoping for a longer scouting time. Thanks again, everyone.